Welcome to First Hand Business Up Podcast. Um, it's my shirt. It's my old podcast. I miss you.
We're not First Hand Bids itself.
No, it's not us. It's still me in my heart. We're fixing to post old ass movie reviews. I'm Don Vega.
Joe Sonnenblick.
Yeah, man. And we are here.
We should say sorry to the Native Americans because we fucked them again.
I didn't.
What do you mean you didn't?
The white man made it difficult to find Native American movies.
I gave you every Native American movie ever made, pretty much.
I was talking about white men in general, not specifically. I'm just saying.
Well,
it's not easy access to find those Native American movies.
No.
Shout outs are due to the director of Powwow Highway. Last episode that we did.
Yeah.
And the director's name was what was it, Jack?
No.
Not Jack. No.
Jonathan Wax.
Wax. That's why I got it, bro. Okay,
Wax.
I just combined his first and last name.
Should we start this over?
J Wax.
J Wax.
Yeah.
Jonathan Wax. Thank you.
He we tagged him in the post that we had there. He of Powwow Highway, his 1989 film, and he took a listen to our show, and he enjoyed it. So that was fucking crazy. First ever director who listened to a review of their film by us. So
I just have a feeling, and I could be wrong when I say this. John Landis is not going to be listening because he's dead.
Yeah.
Also, rest in peace to the great Norman Lear. We got to mention Norman Lear. Greatest television director, writer, creator ever. The Jeffersons, All in the Family, Good Times, Maude, Sanford and Son, everything. There would be no comedy. Think about that. There would be no real comedy without Norman Lear. 101 years old, passed away yesterday. Thank you for everything, Norman Lear.
Can't ask for a better run than that.
And then everything after that was real poo-poo.
You know what I was looking at, funny enough, speaking of living a long-ass time, I was looking at some pictures that I took when I was in Puerto Rico, and I went to go see my grandfather's house. And then I went to the cemetery. He passed away early. He only made it to about mid-50s or so. He had a heart attack.
Early. Yeah, that's early.
He had a heart attack on a roof.
That's a bad place to have a heart attack.
It was hot. and he was drunk, so bad combination.
We call that the Santorce shuffle, you know?
Yeah. He was a drinker. So we went to the
even if you have a heart attack on a roof, you can't survive the fall, probably. Did he fall off the roof?
No, he just
he just died.
I think he had the heart attack and he just sat there. It was like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ay, Dios mío. And then
what heartbeat?
So I've heard at least. Anyway, well, I went to the cemetery and they got the above ground joints over there, mausoleums, right? And there was a.
Is it because you can't put anything in the ground because it'll float away?
Well,
because a lot of it.
At this point, I think because my grandfather's hometown was Yabucoa, which is the southern east part of the island in the mountains. So I think it's more of it could have potential to flood, not as in it's under the
sea level.
Sea level, right?
Okay.
It's not that. But, hurricanes and the such, there's not going to be a lot of drainage, even up there. Anyway, there were a couple people in this mausoleum that I was looking at, and one of them, the first one on the top was Jose Vega Rivera. I want to assume this has to have been maybe my great grandfather.
Okay.
Maybe a great uncle, actually. I'm not quite sure. I think it was a great uncle because, yeah, my brother is named after my great grandfather, which is Cecilio. Apparently, he lived to 115. I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
I don't want to do that.
And I wanted to argue that and not believe that. I really did. But Jose Vega Rivera, whoever the hell that is, lived from September 19th, 1895 to September 8th, 1994. He was a couple of days shy of a year and some change, a year shy of hitting 100. Right? Like I said, my grandfather didn't make it that long. He made it to 53, actually.
Wow,
yeah, 44 to 97. And my great grandmother, Angela Molina de Vega, 1901 to 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. So you're gonna die young.
Seems so. And then somebody else down here.
And your mom's gonna live to like 130.
Anna Celia Mojica, she was 57 to 2009. She didn't last too long.
That's not great.
I don't know who that is. But shout out to that lady, I guess.
So what was the point of this now?
Norman Lear was 101, and I see. I also have centurions.
That you got it.
Centurions in my family. Yeah.
So you wanted to make Norman Lear's
centenarians?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You wanted to make Norman Lear's death about your family.
I just wanted to make it about me.
Oh, I feel like
he got enough shout outs. What about me?
Right.
What about?
That's. I mean, you didn't even know the name of our podcast. You were confused by his shirt. you were confused by the shirt you were wearing. So funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow, anyway,
it's crazy.
We are doing our first holiday movie of the month.
Happy holidays.
Holidays.
Yeah, I don't care what you celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Don't talk to me about your God. Don't talk to me about your bullshit. I don't give a fuck. All right? Yeah. Say Merry Christmas. Say Happy Hanukkah. Say Diwali. Say whatever the fuck you got to say. Kwanzaa. Whatever the fuck you want to say. And move on. Tet. I don't care.
But
Jesus Christ is the one and only.
At the end of the day, it's Festivus.
Yeah, well, that is it. That's really everything that Jerry Stiller says is my holiday.
Yeah, that is my doctrine. Yeah, Trading Places, 1983 by
John Landis.
Jan Landis, dead guy.
Not Jan Landis. John Landis.
John.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You want the synopsis?
So that's our first joint, and we're gonna go ahead and not tell you any of the next movies that's gonna be coming out. We're not making that mistake anymore. You'll get it when you get it, and you'll be happy.
It's definitely not gonna be 29th Street or Jingle All the Way or any of that. Definitely not. It's definitely not gonna be that.
Yeah. Anywho.
So the synopsis of Trading Places. You've all seen Trading Places.
I'm pretty sure. Switch the formula.
What do you want to do?
We should do the year and then do the synopsis and then go right into the thing. You know what I'm saying? It'll make sense to go in and out. I feel like we're going in and out when we do that.
It's just fucking, isn't it?
President Ronald Reagan signed a... Okay, I don't like that already. What else
This is 1983, everybody.
1983, okay. Space Shuttle Challenger is launched, made its maiden voyage.
This is positive.
There we go.
See the screen in your glasses.
83. Why do I keep getting the one that gives me day by day? Where it's just like the...
Just look up important things that happened in 1983.
Major events. United States invades Grenada.
That was
weird. That was weird. Such a tiny place. President Ronald Reagan proposes a Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI. The video game Mario Bros. Was first released as a Nintendo arcade game in Japan. That's pretty good.
Mario Bros?
Mario Bros. BROS.
It's Mario Brothers. You know it's Mario. It's not Super Mario Bros.
Relax, bro.
Yeah.
The U.S. deploys cruise missiles in Europe at the Greenham Common Air Force Base in England.
Well, we're doing a lot of deploying of missiles and
Yeah.
invading.
Brinks mad warehouse robbery at Heathrow Airport, making off for 3 tons of gold bars.
Heathrow.
Heathrow, valued at $37.5 million.
Yeah.
IRA bomb exploded outside Harrods on December. There's a lot of shit going on over there, huh?
Yeah, that was during the Troubles between
Trouble.
Ireland and England.
Yeah, that happened during the pre-Christmas shopping season. The first mobile phones are introduced to the public by...
Nokia?
Wrong. Motorola Company.
Ah.
AR Panet officially changes to use the Internet Protocol, creating the Internet. And the final episode of what show aired, recording 125 million dollars, 125 million people watching?
That would be MASH.
MASH. We were just talking about that show the other day.
We were, yeah.
Cabbage Patch dolls are sold in shops and become a success. Did you have any Cabbage Patch dolls?
No, wasn't my thing.
Were you a Garbage Pail Kids type of guy?
Mm-mm.
My aunts and uncles had Garbage Pail Kids. They had a collection of that and the cards too. They were gross.
I remember the cards. I had the Wrestle Buddies, the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan.
You had that in 83? That's what you had?
Not in 83, but in 88. Or whenever I was born, apparently they were just there.
Okay, so what do we got here? We got average cost for a new house was $82,600.
Oh my god.
I had
food.
I did.
You ate before this? Oh my god.
You know what it is? I wish there wasn't so many European facts right off the bat. It made me tired just reading it.
You are a heavy you are a heavy backpack to carry through a show. You understand?
I did not care, man. Median price of an existing home was $70,300, whatever. Monthly rent. Take a wild guess how much monthly rent was in 83.
1983, $286.
$335.
Damn.
Cost of a gallon of gas.
71 cents.
96 cents.
Ah. Who cares?
Milk. 2% milk. Specifically for some reason.
I don't understand. Look, whole milk, half and half, I understand.
A little bit. Give me a little bit. That's 2% maybe.
You
not
like
3, not 1.
Do you drink? I
don't drink milk products at all anymore. I drink oat milk, almond milk.
It's because you shit yourself.
It's
because I know you. I've been around you for many years. You have guts like the Titanic.
I have a pretty strong stomach. It's just when it's time to release, it's time to release.
Right. No, I know. I remember your 45-minute shit breaks at Gorin.
That and cocaine.
You were not doing cocaine.
I wasn't.
You could never.
I've never done. So yeah,
never. You would cry like a little pussy.
I would. I probably would be in the corners.
I've done a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Milk 2% gallon. How much?
$1.04.
$1.35.
Right.
Kraft single cheese, 12-pack.
Okay. If you come near me with Kraft single cheese, I just buy American cheese or cheddar cheese. Kraft singles. You're homeless. Who the fuck eats that shit? You do.
$1.49.
Do you eat Kraft singles?
No, I don't eat. Did you fucking do dairy?
Did you like Kraft singles when you were a kid?
I didn't like. It wasn't a choice. It's what was there. There wasn't a like factor.
I'm sorry.
Now I do smoke Gouda and shit because I'm classy. Men's leather shoes, $39.99.
Yeah, but what are those? Florsheim's? Who wants those?
I don't know. $39.99 back then. That's pretty expensive.
But I don't want Florsheim's.
Average income per year, what would you gather?
I go for 31.5.
Wow. 21.70.
Wow, I'm a rich man according to that.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Seems like pretty much. Then there's details of every Snapple fact. Yeah, whatever.
The yawning is going to be annoying for me. I mean,
I'm really.
Can I ask? Turn
the light on. I don't have the house light on.
I don't know. You're in the dark. You're going to be asleep in 3 seconds. What did you eat?
Okay. I had I had the pernil
Oh my
with
God. Oh my God. What are you
collard
doing?
greens, mac and cheese, and candied jams.
You might as
It's
well have,
it's it's literally spelled jams on the Grubhub app. It
you
says
might as
candy
well
JAMS candy jams.
Jums, you might as well have taken 15 melatonin.
It's real fucking bad, bro. Let me
Yo,
tell you,
bro.
it's
Have a
so
cup of
bad.
coffee. Have an espresso or something.
I
Jesus Christ.
am crashing.
I ate a sandwich today and I'm having a coffee. All right. Well, while Don is gone, I will take this moment to empower the white man, to make sure the white man is always in power. The white man will always be in power. Long live the white man. Hello, Don.
Wow. Okay, that's not uncomfortable for anybody.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Trading places. Let's do this little synopsis. A snobbish investor and a wily street con artist find their positions reversed as part of a bet by two callous millionaires. Yes.
Oh, wait. There's another thing we were supposed to do. Films of that year, 1983.
Oh, all right. E.T.
Yeah.
is number one.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should do it. Because this is just telling me a couple of them. But I guess films. That way we can get how much they made and shit.
This is painful.
Oh.
Really, just not great, is it? All right.
Here we go.
Yes.
Where do we want to start? Let's see. Let's see how many films came out that year. 149.
How's that possible?
1983.
That's not a lot.
No, it's not. It's pretty short actually, because the last time we did this was 1989. That was like
270.
Yeah, some crazy shit. The lowest. We'll start with the lowest. We're not going to go backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a re-release. That's why I was like, that's weird. Anyway, this is not a re-release, but Screwballs, $210,000.
Screwballs. I don't know that one. I don't think.
No idea. It total gross was $2,082,215.
Well, don't write my checks or be my accountant.
Too many zeros.
Yeah.
What do you think the number one film of 1983 was?
Well, 82. I guess 82 was E.T. So what was 83? Cannonball Run was in there. I know there was a Cannonball Run movie.
I don't see Cannonball Run anywhere.
No?
Nope.
1983. Star Wars. Got to be a Star Wars in there.
It was Yentl. That was the number one film in 1983.
What a light year.
It's 56.
Wow.
Yentl was 56.
What's number one?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Made $252,583,617.
Wow. That's $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's $1 billion.
Number 2. 1983.
Can you give me a genre?
What is this genre? I don't fucking. This one I've only actually. Okay. It is cross-dressing.
Oh, Tootsie.
Yeah, Tootsie was that was probably too easy. I could have did better with that.
Yeah, Tootsie sucks. That's cross-dressing's not a genre. You offended everybody.
It's not a genre, no.
That's not a genre.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Number 3 was
homosexuality genre. Well, I guess LGBTQ is a genre of film.
Sure.
It is.
Was that what that was? I never seen it.
Tootsie, no.
It
was not that.
Yeah.
It was not good. Go ahead. What was number 3?
Flashdance.
Also not good. Number 4?
Trading Places.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trading Places was at $90,404,000.
Number 5?
War Games.
It's okay. Number 6.
Octopussy.
It's
James
got to be
Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah,
I
Octopussy.
never saw it.
You never got into James Bond?
Oh, God.
Really?
He kills for queen and country. Who the fuck wants that guy?
Yeah, fair enough. Number 7, Staying Alive.
The sequel to Saturday Night Fever, one of the worst movies ever made.
Number 7. This is a shit year, huh?
Bro, this is bad.
Number 8, Risky Business.
That's a good movie. I like Risky Business.
Number 9, Mr. Mom.
Wow, tough.
Number 10, National Lampoon's Vacation.
That's only 10?
Yep.
I would expect that to be a little bit higher.
Number 11, Superman 3.
Okay. I only saw the first one.
Number 12, 48 Hours.
It's okay.
Number 13, Never Say Never Again.
That's not a good movie.
Two James Bond movies in 1 year.
That's not a good movie. Come on.
Number 14, Gandhi.
Long.
Yeah.
Long. It's okay.
Number 15, Jaws 3D.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaws, the first Jaws is great. Every movie after that could be in the top 50 worst films of all time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And number 16 was E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
No way. That's crazy.
Number 16. 44. No, worldwide gross. Total gross was $359,197,037.
You know what I think? I think because it came out in 82.
So was that a re-release? It doesn't say re-release. I think
it just stood in theaters that long.
Oh, is that what they're doing? That's true.
I think it just stood in theaters.
So that's just how much it made in that. Yeah, because they used to do shit like that. They would just fucking let it roll.
I'm pretty sure E.T. was 82.
It would roll into there all the way until it hit VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, 17, Blue Thunder.
I never saw Blue Thunder.
18 is The Verdict.
Amazing film. Amazing. Paul Newman, David Mamet, Sidney Lumet directed it. Oh my God. That's a movie we should watch, Don.
Number 19, The Big Chill.
It's okay.
And we're gonna, let's see.
So they got one great movie on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, you won't give a shit about these. Number 20 is Sunny Impact. 21, Psycho 2.
Wow.
Oh, 22, Terms of Endearment. 23, Porky's 2 the Next Day. 24 was a Snow White re-release. 25, Twilight Zone the movie.
Okay. Do you know about Twilight Zone the movie? You know what happened on that set?
A lot of people died.
Yeah, there's a little trivia that's coming from me about that.
Yeah, a couple people died on that set. Wasn't it one with the helicopter that crashed into the side of the mountain, right?
No. Vic Moreau got beheaded by a helicopter.
That's what it
by
was.
The
I knew
blade.
there was a helicopter involved, yeah. Tough day.
Yeah.
Tough day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And then you don't give a shit about this, but Dark Crystal came out that year.
I do not give a shit about that. You're right.
Yeah, I like Jim Henson stuff. So
I'm sure you do.
The Outsiders was 29.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sophie's Choice was 28.
I didn't care about her choice.
The Toy, that was 37.
Really interesting movie, The Toy. Have you seen The Toy?
Not in a long time.
It's fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. Scarface was 40. Probably another one that came out in 82 and rolled into.
That was 83. That was 83.
Was it just a flop, really?
Yes, it was a big flop.
It's
a cult classic. And like I said, it's the greatest bad film ever made.
Oh shit. Yeah, 44 million total gross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. I didn't realize. I didn't know that.
Big
Cujo
flop.
came out that year.
Cujo's good.
35. An Officer and the Gentleman. I'm skipping around.
Great movie.
Cujo's actually ranked 35. Scarface was 40.
Love Officer and the Gentleman. Love that movie.
Richard Pryor, Here and Now.
And
that was that year.
That was towards the end of really good Richard Pryor.
A Christmas Story, number 53.
I can remember when TBS did 24 Hours of A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
I could watch it 6 times in a day. I love A Christmas Story. I really do.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I could watch. Okay, I'm crazy. I don't care. Fuck.
That's the one where the kid's tongue gets stuck on the pole, right?
Yeah, you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that movie.
Don't give a fuck.
I don't give a flying fuck about that movie. Nothing else. Nothing
What are
else.
some movies you've never heard of on that list, Don?
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. The Man from Snowy River.
I never heard of that one.
Yep. The Right Stuff sounds familiar.
That sucks.
Oh, The Sword and the Stone. Is that the animated?
Probably.
Yeah.
It would have to
I
be.
enjoyed that. I remember watching that a lot. But I was a Disney kid. I watched a lot of Disney.
I was not.
Yeah. I could tell.
Mm.
With the misery.
Please, you're just as miserable as me. You just hide it in cigar shit stores.
Lovesick.
Lovesick.
1983.
I don't know if I know that one.
Who's in that?
A
psychiatrist who falls in love with a patient is visited by the spirit of Sigmund Freud, who gives him advice.
I do know. Okay, I do know that film.
Dudley Moore, Elizabeth McGovern.
Yeah, I never saw it, but I do know.
That's a cool thing we should do every once in a while. Oh, Airplane 2, the sequel.
Wow.
Cool.
Make a sequel to an unfunny movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just like we could do that sometimes. The Smurfs and the Magic Flute.
Wow.
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 A lot of pedophiles were there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I think that's about it.
That's enough. We don't need to do anymore.
Oh, Curse of the Pink Panther.
Is that water? It better be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Trail of the Pink Panther. I like Pink Panther. Did you like Pink Panther?
Didn't really get it.
I was into it.
Didn't find like the cartoon. I didn't find funny at all. I like the cartoon. I didn't understand why. Who gives a fuck about this Pink Panther?
It's cool. It's more about the cool. Okay. And yep.
You done? You got another one? Looks like you're. I don't know if you're thinking or you're trying not to fart.
American Playhouse: The Ballad of Gregorio Cortez.
I see that in the Bronx every week. Look.
Never Cry Wolf.
Okay, that's enough. We're done. We're done with that. Jesus Christ. Here's the trivia for Trading Places. According to John Landis, Jamie Lee Curtis was a hard sell to Paramount because she had only done horror films and wasn't known for comedy.
Yeah.
Fucking Jamie Lee Curtis, man, in this movie, really fucking hot. Okay? I don't give a shit what anybody has to say to me. I don't care. She's a decent actress. I give Jamie Lee Curtis a lot. She's always there when you need her in good films. She's hot. The story about the Dukes cornering the orange juice market was inspired by Silver Thursday crash in 1980 when the Hunt brothers of Texas tried to corner the silver market and subsequently failed to meet a $100 million margin call.
Cool.
Yeah. This was Don Amici's first film since Suppose They Gave a War and Nobody Came in 1970. He had been doing television guest appearances, and the movie jump-started his return to theatrical films, including an Academy Award for Cocoon.
Know that one.
I know you do. This movie was This movie was filmed immediately after the Twilight Zone movie accident, where Vic Morrow was beheaded and 2 child actors were killed when a helicopter crashed during production. John Landis was later tried and acquitted of manslaughter, the first time in history that a Hollywood director was charged for a death which had occurred on set. He directed that. Ooh. And in 2001, Eddie Murphy stated that the making of this film was the most fun he'd had on his set, and that every film afterwards felt like work. And that's the trivia.
You can see that he had a lot of fun in this film.
You could.
Very obvious, yeah.
There was a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom in his performance.
A lot of freedom in a lot of people's performances.
I also think there was probably a lot of drugs and booze going around in the set. I would have to assume, based on Dan Akroyd and Eddie Murphy, I would just assume.
And what's his name too? Gorilla.
Oh, Paul Gleason? Gorilla.
He was in a gorilla suit.
Yeah, Paul Gleason.
Is that Paul Gleason? I thought that was what's his name, brother. Buscemi.
No, what?
Not Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi. Not Steve Belushi. That wasn't
Oh,
Belushi.
oh, oh! You're talking about Jim Belushi
Yeah.
at the beginning, and then Paul Gleason was put in the suit. Yes, yes, Jim. Yes, yeah. But I would also assume that super bit part. I don't know how much he was on the set. You know, he probably shot that in a couple hours and it was done. But I would also, you know, Al Franken was also on this in this
Saw that.
movie,
Yeah.
and he was a hard partier as well at the time. So I don't know. Okay, the film. Long opening montage of Philadelphia, which was, you know, very 80s opening montage. A little long.
Still a gross place. Philly is gross.
I don't like Philly. It wasn't one of my favorite places.
I like looking at it. I just don't like being there after a while. Make me sad.
I gotta say, it's a good walking city, though.
It's great. It's like.
But
it's
when you get into neighborhoods like Kensington,
it's like Bushwick, but too big. It's like gross.
But I
real
mean,
gross in some parts.
I guess, yeah, Kensington. I guess the New Yorker in me knows all the bad neighborhoods in New York, and you know where to go and where not to go. And in Philly, like the 3 or 4 times I've been there, you didn't know where to go and not to go, and the bad neighborhoods are really bad.
Yeah,
they are not normal bad. It's like Baltimore. The bad neighborhoods in Baltimore are weird bad. Like there's a vibe that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
like I never felt unsafe in New York.
Here, man.
Well, I never felt unsafe in New York, you know? I felt unsafe in Philly. I felt unsafe in Baltimore. I felt unsafe in DC. I felt unsafe in Virginia. Like there are places like you're like, oh shit. I felt unsafe in Miami. You know, there are certain areas where you're like, oh shit, this is fucking crazy.
I never had that in DC, but Philly.
So Linda and I
was like, Linda well, more so because I stuck out. Because if I didn't stick out, then
I stuck out.
Yeah, but you wear a cop's uniform anyway, so you know,
relax.
You're not really.
Relax. I mean, look at you. Look at you. I mean, you're a billboard right now, large one too, and we stood on 17th and Bennington in DC. Whoa. But I also did do coke in the Washington Wizards game in the arena off a key, sitting in my seat. I fit in. It could tell me.
Remember we used to do movie reviews on this show?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you started talking about the Isle of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
I think you've mentioned cocaine bumps at least 5 times in the 33 minutes that we've been on the air here.
Twice. We meet Winthorpe, clearly of esteemed privilege. The long good morning scene in Philadelphia Stock Exchange into the office. It's very funny. Saying good morning. Good morning. That was very funny. Now we go to the palatial estate of Randolph and Mortimer Duke, and everyone says good morning to them.
But they say nothing.
And they say nothing about the help and such. And this whole plot, the whole plot of this film comes from a magazine article that Randolph is reading. The idea that he literally did about 15 minutes of work and now they head to the club. So the pork belly scene I thought was pretty funny. Eddie Murphy makes his appearance as a panhandler begging for money in a little cart thing. Yep. Flat out when Randolph and Mortimer tip the guy $5, maybe I'll go to the movies by myself. That was very funny. They really do make you hate them, which is very important, and the greed, the vanity of it. Remember when you used to have to sign checks? Wow.
I just got married last month, and one of my aunts sent a check via snail mail, and she's been hitting me up. She sent it on the top of November. It never got to us. The letter with the check in it. I was like, you could just I don't know, sell me.
Is this a She sent it?
I don't know. She said she sent. She kept hitting me up, asking me if I got it. She was concerned.
Is she reputable?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted to cancel the check. It's like my mom's best friend. It's not an actual.
Oh, it's a New York aunt.
New York aunt.
Yeah, New York aunt. Clarence Beeks, top secret. That'll come back later. We see Winthorpe. They see Winthorpe as a lackey, even though they're talking about his breeding and his class and all that. There was some really racist lines here with Eddie Murphy, where he's talking about Vietnam. I was in gang bang, gang gong. I can see, I have legs, I can walk. That was funny. That was also funny. Racism alert! Racism! Briefcase! Racism! Woo 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 woo!
I think he also yells faggot at this point in the movie at some point, doesn't he? Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like this, like very early in the movie.
That's gonna come back a lot in this movie. Yeah, we were broke. So what? That's when we're broken home, the jail scene. They take him in. Of course, there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro. Yeah. He's probably been stealing since he can crawl, which is what I think Mortimer says. Then we get into the whole plot of the movie, which is a $1 wager that Eddie Murphy can become Winthorpe.
I put the timestamp. It was at 18 minutes and 21 seconds.
You got it.
He's a Negro.
I
put, this movie's problematic.
Yeah, well, yeah. $8 wager that Eddie Murphy can become Winthorpe and vice versa. This is really
the bet is nature versus nurture. Is that the idea?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
We've done it before is really fucking wild that they say that. They've done this before. They're so bored with their money. They don't know what to do with themselves, so they ruin people's lives. Literally ruin people's lives. The butler made all that flambe, and then Penelope wants to fuck, so he throws it all out.
Mm-hmm.
What a scumbag, he says on the phone when he is told of the plot. Now,
and he wipes his hand from the phone. Too. Yeah. He picks up the phone, which you would think that he is the help, so he's the only one that actually picks up the phone.
Well, I thought it was because he got flambe on himself.
Nah, I think because it's a sign of disgust. That he's disgusted with the people that he has to communicate with.
Could be. The jail scene, very funny. When you came in here, you were crying like a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a funny line.
That's one of the things that I was telling you earlier that we do that. There's a lot of running bits from this movie that we do in my cigar circles all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who you're fucking with in cell number 4 on the 9th floor? Also funny.
Did you see
Giancarlo Esposito?
Giancarlo.
You're black.
We gotta do that.
Well, he's not Italian.
He is Italian.
I thought he was Puerto Rican.
He's half Italian, half black.
That's one for the good guys. Oh, fuck your mother.
This whole time you thought he was Puerto Rican?
I mean, I'm in the minority on Giancarlo Esposito. I think he's very, very good in certain things, but I really only think he can play one thing on television.
Well, yeah, TV for sure.
I think I've seen him in theater, and he's a very good theater actor.
I don't think he's gotten his
chance.
Is one of those, but I think he's one of those actors. He is the Nas of acting. What do I mean by that?
I know what you mean by that.
Nas is a good rapper. He picks terrible beats. Nas has rapped over some of the worst beats in history. He's rapped over some of the best, but in comparison to, let's say, like a Jay-Z, he does not have a good ear when it comes to beats. I don't think Giancarlo has had a good
eye for scripts.
I think he pigeonholed himself. I think he typecasted himself.
So you don't...
He is very versatile. We've seen him in a bunch of shit
throughout his career. So lyrically, is Nas the greatest rapper of all time?
Absolutely not.
Well, I need the answer.
I said absolutely not.
I need the answer.
As to who?
Yeah.
Oh, Jay-Z.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Of all time?
All time.
I'm not an MF Doom person. A lot of people like MF
You're
Doom.
so bad.
And, you know, what is it for you? Eminem?
What?
You're an
It
Eminem
goes
guy.
like this. It goes Nas, MF Doom, Ghostface Killer, Big L, and 5 can be either Rakim or A$AP Rock. Not A$AP Rocky, A$AP Rock.
I know who A$AP Rocky is.
Yeah, I don't know.
The white guy. I got it.
Yeah.
Gotta have to have a white guy in there.
We got to have one of the greatest lyricists ever on there, as we got to do.
Yeah, not a fan of Nas, never have been. Did not get put on to MF Doom. Every time I've heard him, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, so I can't argue that. And Ghostface, yeah, can't argue that either. And Rakim, I know of him. I can't say that it's like, you know,
I could. A$AP Rock could be switched out for Big L, too.
Same thing, Big L. That wasn't my generation.
So
it wasn't our generation, but it's just not something that got put on to me. I'm a Brooklyn dude. We didn't listen to Harlem. We didn't listen to Harlem people.
I listen to everything.
Well, and now look at your top 5. Fucking weird. So,
I mean, you got a guy that's a salesman is your number one who hasn't made a good album really since The Blueprint.
Not true.
Very true.
I think you're going too far.
I'm gonna stop the computer.
I think you're going too far. Let me tell you something. Yeah. This, fucking movie.
All right. Billy Ray's, yeah, because that could be a whole world. Billy Ray is bailed out by the Dukes. They take him in the car, let him know the plan. This is a practical joke, right, bro? These dudes are a couple of faggots, huh? Thank you. You've been a great help. The last part of that's funny. Hey, Bubbles. When I was growing up, if we wanted a jacuzzi, we had to fart in the tub. Good line. Very funny. The stealing from himself when he's talking about, hey, this is mine, that's mine. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Bellamy and Don Amici are so good in this. They are so good in this. The Dukes.
Yeah.
So good in this.
And another tie-in to what I said earlier, because I'm a fan of Jim Henson. Those are what those puppets
yes.
in
the old balcony theater.
In the balcony theater are emulating those two characters. Did they do other movies besides this together?
No, I don't think so.
With these characters?
No.
Wow.
I think there may have been a commercial that they did in the 80s, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember them ever reprising these roles.
Because it just seems like their duo thing was very, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's because it's become such a iconic type of thing. And I guess because I like the Muppets, I guess I have seen it for years on end with the Muppets part. Interesting.
Beaks, he's going up to he's going to hem up Winthorpe, plants PCP on him, makes them empty each other's coat pockets, which is super weird. That like touch your friend to the left, go in his pocket. That's some that ain't even white shit. That's some weird shit.
They had some interesting camera work in this Chambers scene. Like the wide panning and the slow zoom ins. I thought, and then the rest of the movie, they don't do anything even close to that. The rest of the movie, the type of stylizing they were doing there.
And then probably the weirdest insult you could give a person is, "I'm glad your parents are not alive to see this."
Yeah,
that is that's a kaboom.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a fucking kaboom, man.
You went a little too far there, man.
Whoa. Damn, Mortimer. That's not mine. The way Dan Akroyd delivers that line, it's always so funny to me. I was going to kick his ass. I should have kicked it. That's another funny line. Throws a party back at the mansion. Persian rug. It's Persian. It's from Persia. That's funny.
So, at this point in the movie, Eddie Murphy is full-fledged into his I'm a rich person now.
Goes back to the bar.
He's kind of just stepped into it. He doesn't understand why they're doing this to him or give him all this shit. And he's like, fuck it. We ball.
Yeah. He throws the $27 at the bartender, who is a very famous character actor who was in Night Court, the television show. and some other films as well. I just can't remember his name. Who's Been Putting Cools Out on My Floor is funny. People just dance topless in other people's homes. Is that what we're getting at? Just
I mean,
the titties just came out, Don.
happens, man.
It really doesn't happen that often. It doesn't.
You took yours out. Hey,
Man, really
Bill
didn't.
Cobbs was the bartender.
Okay.
Bill Cobbs. He is a very famous character actor. Yes.
Yeah.
He was in things such as Air Bud. Let's see, movies. He was in The Bodyguard.
Yep.
Night at the Museum.
Yep.
Don't know any of the New Jack City.
Yep.
Beyond the Law. Demolition Man.
Yes, I remember both of those.
Yeah. As far as TV show, what's some ones that you might know? Greenleaf, that's recent.
I don't know Greenleaf.
The Gregory Hines Show, Walker's Texas Ranger.
Damn good show.
Yeah, My Wife and Kids.
Great show.
Yeah. Bill Cobbs, very famous, very dope. He did a lot. I feel like he's done a lot of voice acting too. He has a very distinct voice.
Probably animated stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like animated stuff. Oh, he was out. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
I only saw the first one. I stopped after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know what they did. They killed each other.
Yeah. Marita, what Marita?
Can I have everybody's attention, please? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Coleman hates this. He hates that this is happening. He's the only human involved with the Dukes. Lewis has gotten his ass kicked. Penelope, when she's waiting in the police station, sprays the guy with Banaka. That was funny. And is that your purse? It's a very nice purse. Might be one of my favorite lines in the whole film.
Oh, you know what I wrote down? I mean, we're well past it now. But when Winthrop was getting booked in jail. Wait, that's where we are now, right? Right now?
Yeah, a little past it, but yeah.
Okay. The cop took the drugs out and he dipped his finger in it and licked it. I was like, that guy just licked PCP. It felt like
you know what this is?
PCP.
He knew right away. He didn't have to test it. Nothing. Yeah. I actually like Lewis's jacket when he gets out of jail. That black leather coat. I liked it. There were some really cool fashion choices in this movie. I gotta say. Those men tried to have sex with me. That's a funny line.
They bent me over.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also funny how Jamie Lee Curtis, after Paul Gleason approaches her, just unzips his pants. You hear an unzipping sound on the steps of the police, and no cop.
Nope. Doesn't even turn around.
Nope. And he says, great, thanks a lot. Very funny way of delivering that. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She was one of my first movie crushes when I saw this as a kid.
This movie is something I haven't seen in such a long time, and I don't think I was sober last time I saw it, so I didn't even remember she was in the movie.
It is. This is the type of hard-hitting film review stuff you want, folks. Don't you want to just listen to people with pipes talk about film? No. We get down with it. And Jamie Lee's titties and ass in this film are with it. And you could disagree if you want. She's fucking hot, Don. You don't think young Jamie Lee Curtis is hot?
Not for me.
That's racist. Racist. You know those clothes that he's wearing when he gets out of jail are now worth like a lot of money. Now you're just like now you can go into any fucking thrift shop in Bushwick and get those for $1,000.
Those are the ones that are hung up on the hanger, top of the ceiling.
Yeah, that coat's $7,000.
Can I try it on? No. You either buy it or you get the fuck out.
The way the bank manager takes those credit cards out of his wallet, very funny. One by one, doing that one by one. That was very good. Would a hooker be this accommodating if she's not sucking a dick? I mean, would she be this hookers are pretty straight to the point. She's like a philosophical hooker.
This was a reverse of what's that hooker movie with Julia Roberts?
Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
She was also a little nice in a way where it's like,
are we gonna watch that? I never watched that movie. I don't think.
no, Julia Roberts not for me.
Okay.
Not for me. I didn't like Julia Roberts. Uh, she's an okay actress, but like her face always had something weird with it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she looked like, at the bottom of a door, you have a door jamb. She looks like a door jamb with titties. Uh, uh,
I really wish we did fix this in post. I really
we're
wish we
not
did.
going to. We never will.
Oh, Monica.
That's going to be the title of this episode. She looks like a door jamb with titties.
No, it's not.
And then they see each other in the taxi cab in the car, and they're like two dogs looking at each other from the car. That was pretty funny. Just be yourself, sir. Whatever happens, they can't take that away from you. Great line. Probably the line of the film that defines the film. I don't love looking at the camera in comedies. It's stupid and it's lazy. I really don't like it. Eddie Murphy does it like 4 times here.
It's a very Monty Python-esque thing to do. That's kind of what they're harkening back to.
But Monty Python was on television.
Yeah.
This is a film.
This is a film that
knows
a
sketch comedy show.
That knows the audience is all high.
What?
All of the people that's watching this movie were high on weed or some sort of drugs.
No, it wasn't. Not 1983. It was a mainstream film.
Dude.
It made $90 million, Don. Everybody's high and $90 million.
High, man. This is what the druggies.
Yeah, all right.
Looking at the camera is funny when you're high.
Sounds to me like you guys are a couple of bookies, which is a very good way to describe the commodities exchange and what they do down there. My dad worked on the commodities exchange for many, many years, and I'll explain the ending in a little bit too.
Please do.
I will.
Like, what the fuck? Okay.
This is not Shakespeare, Louis. It is. This is essentially not Measure for Measure. Oh, goddamn. The Tempest? I don't know. It's either Measure for Measure or The Tempest. I can't remember.
Battle of Two Cities.
Yeah. I just continue to say she's so fucking hot. Good Lord. Billy Ray saves them dough.
The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. That's what Trading Places is based on.
Yeah, okay.
It's a modern retelling of the story.
Billy Ray saves them dough and explains to buy at 64. That part I didn't understand. I didn't understand that particular part. Mortimer tried to slip him up with the money clip. Tries to see if he'll steal it. And then we get the whitest singing a cappella situation ever. With all the whites in the club. I didn't
like that.
Oh,
did not like that. And the lyrics were weird.
Yeah. Beta Chi, my friend. Who needs that? Muffy in the bathroom stall.
I always hate the baritone.
I hate frat people. And I especially hate rich white frat people.
Yeah.
They are the worst. Oh, God. And you could just smell them from a mile away. They smell like Taylor ham. Don't worry, I'll handle it, Pookums. That was pretty funny, though. I believe I'm still a member of this club. And then he realizes he is no longer a member of this club. Hey, it's Bo Diddley. Bo Diddley's a pawn shop, man. In Philadelphia, it's worth $50. That's a funny line. The scene in the rain is straight out of a movie called The Entertainer with Jackie Mason. I believe it was Jackie Mason, 1957.
So the Bo Diddley thing you kind of glazed over, but it's going to come in. It's going to come up later. That's why I'm putting a little pin right there. He was trying to sell his $7,000 watch, and Bo Diddley was like, "Yeah, nah, it's $50 in Philly." So he said, "All right, just give me the cash."
Yeah.
Then he notices a gun in a display case, and he says, "How much for the gun?"
Yeah.
So he buys a gun.
Yeah.
Dan Akroyd.
Danny.
Daddy boy.
Yeah. The scene, I said that, and the white bitch to the judge's white girlfriend, straight up propositions Eddie Murphy, fondling him under the table. Ophelia is now taking care of Louis. Shut up and go to sleep. See, the bad love story rears its ugly head again. It just doesn't make sense. If you're gonna suck his dick, you're a hooker.
You know what it is? The whole point of that was to
I got a.
You're right there, buddy.
I got an old Pall Mall in my throat.
Whoa. Somebody else was with a hooker.
Well, no, I mean, again, you are a heavy backpack to carry. And my phlegm knows it.
Okay, but it was a tool to humanize the Winthrop character. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had compassion for her when everybody else turned their back on him. And it was the quote-unquote lowest of the low that actually had the compassion for him. You know?
That works.
Same thing on the other side with Eddie Murphy, where the person that had the most compassion for him was the Help.
Yeah. Well, the Help has the most compassion for everybody in this film.
Not for Winthrop. He didn't give a fuck about Winthrop.
Well, he did.
He was fine. He was like, fuck all of these guys, to be quite honest with you.
You mean Coleman?
Coleman, yeah, the butler.
Well, no, because he doesn't want to close the door on him. He didn't want to close the door on him at the very beginning. Because he stutters when he said, I'll have to call the police. And then he looks down. He didn't want to do that. For sure didn't want to do that.
Maybe I didn't notice that.
Yeah, sure. Ophelia's taking care. Look, Christmas, huh? I'll give him a Christmas present. He'll never forget. So then we get the grossest Santa outfit ever. Billy Ray crunching the numbers. The Clarence Beeks thing comes up again. So you know. Puts a whole salmon down his suit. That was very funny.
You think you would find out a different way to pay this guy? That doesn't really make sense.
I guess you could do it wire transfer at that point. But what other way are you going to do it unless you both have like Cayman Island? No, I don't think so.
You're filthy rich. Nobody gives a shit what you do with your cash.
I guess that's true. You could funnel it out of the business, but there would still probably be some sort of audit. Because $50,000 at that time is a lot of money.
You still have your own money. Liquid. You still got liquid. They've been doing it for 40, 50 years.
Yeah, 47 years.
They have money.
Do you have cash in the house?
Why the fuck not?
I don't know. They're white. They're not smart.
I don't see how they wouldn't. But having a big blue paper and then be like, don't look at that. Don't worry about that.
I love
that's not suspicious at all.
I just love those. I love those old checks. That was very cool. Huge. Well, I mean, you cut half of it off. You don't give the person. Puts a whole salmon down his suit. They're so stupid that they're talking about the wager in front of Billy Ray, and he figures it out.
Yeah.
You know, Winthrop now tries to frame Billy Ray, puts all the needles and pills and all that, and he names everything that Valiums, ups, downs, needles. That was funny. Winthrop running and screaming through the hallway is so and then the way he walks off the table, awesome.
Yeah, that was funny.
A little saunter off the table was so good. The bet was $1, we find out.
Yeah.
N-word alert. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. The alarm went off in my house. Winthrop drunk is very funny. Very funny when because he gets on he does a lot of really good physical work in that scene.
Good. You know what it reminded me of?
Buster Keaton. A lot of Buster Keaton.
What it reminded me of was what was to come after. Who he influenced. I saw a lot of, and I guess maybe especially because he was in a Santa Claus outfit, I saw a lot of Jim Carrey's The Grinch in his body movements. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I did.
You could. But the body movements, the exaggerated body movements, like that type of shit that Jim Carrey, I think Jim Carrey emulated, not specifically, maybe specifically this movie, but like those body movements for sure.
Dan Akroyd, yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey really liked Saturday Night Live back in the day, and really, I'm sure he took a lot of,
notes.
Yeah.
Same thing with actually when you think about it, Johnny Depp. You can see him doing a lot of those too.
For Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah. Those exaggerated body movements.
I thought that was a lot of Keith Richards, though.
I think little column A, column B. You
Okay.
know,
Winthorpe pulls out the salmon from his coat, eats it with the Santa beard. That's funny. Dog pisses on Winthorpe, then it rains on him. He tries to shoot himself in the head. No
that
bullet in
was
the
deep.
gun. Throws the gun. Bullet fires. Um,
That
and
was dark. I was like, whoa.
oh, that yeah. I don't remember that. I don't remember that part. Do you,
No,
did they edit out the part where when we watched it as kids on like Comedy Central or whatever? Did they
they
edit
had
that?
to.
I don't. Cause I was like, oh,
Had to.
because I
This was
remember.
a heavily edited movie.
Well, yeah, the language and stuff, but like I remember the rain. I remember the dog pissing on him. I remember a gunshot off from the side, just alluding to the fact that he's in a bad neighborhood. I didn't think he tried to kill himself on the street. That's wild. Um, Winthorpe wakes up, thinks it's a bad dream. It was all because of this awful, terrible Negro. And then he strangles him. Uh, it
It
was
was
the
the
Dukes.
Duke.
It
It
was
was
the
the
Dukes. Now they figure out that it's Clarence Beeks, which, come on, fucking Ray Charles could have figured this out with fucking, come on. So they have to stop the crop report. The train scene, minus the problem
Weird.
that we have, is
Weird.
pure comedy gold.
Uh,
Well, Jim Belushi's even funny, and that's hard to do. To make Jim Belushi funny,
I've always liked Jim Belushi.
it's not.
I like according to Jim.
Al, what really?
I like that show.
You and my mother. Jeez, the only two kept it on for 9 years.
She has good taste.
Well, she married my father.
This is an alley-oop.
Al Franken, great as the bag.
I love your dad, by the way. Let's just get that straight. I'm a big fan of your dad, so fuck you.
I don't. No, he's gonna watch this. He's gonna watch this. I love him. I love him. He knows I love him. Because it's funny because when I told him because we were originally supposed to do 2 movies, and I told him that you hadn't watched the other movie yet. He's like, "I'll do it right now," because I know that movie back and forth. I was like, "All right, Dad. That's not the point of the show." Jim Belushi, Al Franken. Beeks is reading a book by G. Gordon Liddy, who is one of the masterminds of Watergate, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Jaiboko, exchange student from Cameroon, very funny. Jamie Lee Curtis is Inga, not funny. Coleman is a priest, very funny. And here comes blackface Danny Akroyd. You didn't remember blackface Danny Akroyd?
That was a lot, man. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
It's just something you didn't remember.
It just wasn't necessary. I don't know. But, it's the 80s. Cocaine, PCP. What are you going to do? Quaaludes.
I don't know. I mean, it's not that funny. It's not.
It's not that funny, man. Funny. It is not like fucking, Robert Downey Jr. blackface, where it's like, a joke within a joke. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know if I like that much either, to be quite honest with you.
No, that was great. Everybody loves that.
I don't think they do.
Literally the only blackface that was ever like given a G pass by the black community. It was like, no, that works.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. If he wasn't Iron Man, would it be given a pass?
Iron Man didn't happen until way after.
I know that. But also, Tropic Thunder wasn't seen by everybody at the time. It wasn't a mega hit.
That was something that was...
And I think Iron Man...
in every barbershop I've ever been to.
I think Iron Man was maybe only a year or 2 behind Tropic Thunder. Because Tropic Thunder was, 2005 or 6? I think Iron Man was, a year later?
Tropic Thunder, 2008.
Oh, 2008. So Iron Man might have already been out.
Iron Man, the first one. Wow, same year.
Yeah. I think he got a pass. I really do.
The thing is, I think, and this is not to say that I agree with blackface. Let me just make
Really?
that
Wait a
perfectly
minute.
clear.
Wait a minute.
Not defending blackface,
Wait
but
a minute. Here comes Don defending blackface. Go.
I think there's a reason why a lot of black people that I know that have watched this film, not that they don't consider it blackface, but the joke was that the absurdity of somebody doing blackface. The guy was playing a dude, playing another dude, playing another dude. You know what I'm saying? And there was another character in the film, the short guy, that was calling him out at every turn in every scene, calling him out for the racism and the hypocrisy.
Right.
So it's not as if the film was trying to pull one over on you,
Right.
but they did at the end of the day pull one over on everybody when you think about it.
Don is fine with blackface. Okay. So, Al Franken and the other guy interrupting is very funny. And then he says he'll piss on his brain and piss on his eyes and tear out his brain. And okay. And leaves. Gorilla knocks him out. I hate gorillas in film. I hate it. It goes back to the Three Stooges. My least favorite Three Stooges was always the ones with the gorillas.
Very old school.
But it's just not, it's not funny.
It's 1983. You could still make,
I can make gorillas?
You can still make those type of old school 50s, 60s type of humor.
How about you get a gorilla suit that looks like a gorilla?
No.
Nah, I don't want that. Okay, Eddie Murphy pretends to... And then, where did the second gorilla come from? Who knows? Who cares? Who even... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Eddie Murphy pretends to be Beaks, fake report, money is exchanged. Now they're all heading to New York. Bad love story. Twin Towers. R.I.P. Twin Towers. It's freaky. It's freaky. The whole freaky scene when they're walking past the Twin Towers, when there's that geometric shot above where it's like it's out of Fritz Lang's Metropolis. It's crazy. I don't know. It always weirds me out to see the Twin Towers on film. Great insight. It's excellent. It's just, There's nothing better than Okay. Here is the commodities, the end. Here's your end. I've been to the commodities exchange many times with my father who worked on the commodities exchange. It's exactly that way. Exactly that. 100% pretty honest description. And my dad's badge was Ronnie Slip. He was one of those people in the pit trading and screaming. So the point of Valentine and Winthorpe doing what they are doing is to try to short the price of the commodity, lower the value of the price while the Dukes try to raise it. Then the reports confirm it. Then they buy the cells back, shorting the market and making the profit. They buy all. You don't understand anything I just said, huh?
Cool, man.
So Eddie Murphy was much like you. I read a trivia. I didn't put it in because I didn't want to discourage, make it seem like Eddie Murphy just went with the script, but he did. He had no idea about the commodities exchange, and he just went with whatever the script said, which at that point, fine. Happy New Year! Funny line. Happy New Year is very good. They bet the same bet, just with them getting rich and putting the Dukes in the poorhouse. $1. And the way so this one, when he looks into the camera as he's walking off, I like that. That was, but it's not to the camera. It's to the Dukes. Yeah. So he's sort of looking above the camera, but the way he does it, Dan Akroyd, for all his faults, and I really don't like a lot of Dan Akroyd pictures, had moments where he was very good.
I like Dan Akroyd.
I liked him on Saturday Night Live. I liked him on Saturday Night Live.
I don't have too much. I know I've seen him, but I couldn't tell you one sketch that comes to mind. But on film, I'm much more familiar with his film than television. But I don't recall ever having an issue with a performance by Dan Akroyd, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I don't really like Ghostbusters.
Piece of shit.
It's just not my thing, and you know that.
Yeah, you're garbage. You're a garbage person.
And he was in arguably one of the worst films ever made, Caddyshack 2.
Didn't see that one.
Oh boy, when we do a worst films ever month, that is going to be right square in the middle. Beaks was fucked a lot by the gorilla. I mean, come on, there's too much of that. There's too much alluding to the fact that he's fucking them. Now they're going to Africa. They're in love. That's the love story we want to see. A guy in a gorilla suit being fucked by a gorilla. There's probably categories for that now. Now they're on a private island, rich, and everything is beautiful. Looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Last lines of the film. It's fine. It doesn't hold up like it did when we were kids. What's your score? You didn't do a score?
I gave this one.
You didn't give it anything. Come up with something off the top of your head.
No, I think I gave it probably like a 3 out of 5.
Well, I gave it a little higher than you. Wow. Okay. So then
3 out of 5. Because I was just like, oh man, it's got some really.
Is it because of the problems in it?
Low bar humor.
Very low.
You know, yeah, real low bar humor.
But when you're a kid, there's a very low bar.
But this wasn't made for kids. It was made for grown ass people.
Well, everybody in the
children's movie is a rated R film.
Well, everybody in the 80s was a moron.
Yeah, well, you know.
I gave it a 3.
This was a reminder of that.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.44 out of 5.
Yeah. Here's a couple of those Snapple facts. This was originally meant to be a Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder vehicle.
Oh God, I would have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been much more interesting.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
It's that was originally supposed to be those two guys, and that didn't happen. Had the much more blunt title of Black and White.
Yeah, make it that.
Other casting options included Ray Milland and John Gielgud.
Ray Milland and John Gielgud, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It says, that was, I guess they were who were going to play Ralph, the Duke brothers instead.
Yes.
Yeah. Yada.
Okay. You didn't.
Milland wasn't the only English Oscar winner up for the role. Sir John. Oh yeah, whatever.
Sir John Gielgud. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then improv. There was a lot of improv in it. Cool.
Yeah. Figured that.
Three Stooges was a big influence, obviously. Mark Twain, obviously. And none of these are interesting.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good. So you didn't recast this.
Oh, welcome. Cameos included Frank Oz, John Landis, and Jamie Lee Curtis's sister.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Bo Diddley, Jim Belushi, Frank and Davis, Al Franken and Tom Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Curtis, Jamie Lee's sister, plays Muffy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the girls at the Winthrop thing.
Mm-hmm.
George Folsey Jr. was the first guy to greet Winthrop at Duke and Duke. He is the executive producer.
Great. There's some great stuff you got going on over here. That pernil is really going straight to your brain.
John Amici really did not want to curse on screen.
Yeah.
He didn't really
had no problem saying the N-word, though.
No problem. Yeah.
Did you recast this?
Yeah, I just told you. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
No, you didn't tell me.
that was my idea.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't, but I'll give you mine. So Coleman, I would have Michael Caine. Still keep it English. Now, I did something a little different with the Duke brothers. Mortimer Duke, I would have Dave Chappelle. Randolph Duke, I'd have Eddie Murphy.
Okay, so this is modern.
Yeah, I'm doing modern.
Okay.
Billy Ray.
And you're doing race reversal. Got it.
Billy Ray, I would have Michael B. Jordan. Lewis Winthorpe, I'd have Jason Schwartzman. I think he could do that very well.
Jason Schwartzman from American Pie?
No, that's Jason Biggs. Jason Schwartzman from Rushmore, from Slackers. Jason Schwartzman. You know who Jason Schwartzman is. If you looked at him, you know who he is. Ophelia, I would give it to Sofia Coppola. to play a
Oh,
hooker.
Jason Schwartzman. Why did you say that?
I would give it to Sofia Coppola to play Ophelia, and I would have the director be Armando Iannucci, who directed In the Loop and The Death of Stalin.
I would have gave Cecilia's role to
Ophelia.
Ophelia. This is always how that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's like the 8th movie I've recasted her in.
You have. Well, no, you've done Rosario Dawson.
That's who I meant. I'm so sorry, Rosario Dawson. Either one of those, really good.
Okay, so in summation, this hour and 15-minute review, it's not great. It's not
the worst.
It's not definitely not the worst, and it definitely makes you not nostalgic for it anymore.
No. I mean, like I said, the certain comedic bits, especially like the jail scene stuff.
The jail scene stuff still works.
That was cool to refresh my memory on those bits. Those were cool. Everything else, not so much, man. Not so much.
Doesn't do.
Still pretty good though. I think there should have been more. I wish there was actually more interaction with Dan Akroyd and Eddie Murphy. To be honest with you,
yeah,
I think I think they had them apart far too long in this movie. Far too long.
Well, I guess that's the point, though, isn't it? I mean, then they come together to hatch the plan against the Dukes. You can't, and this movie's pretty long.
Yeah,
for a comedy, 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. Yeah, 153, something like that.
Yeah, 156 or 157. It could have been 20 minutes shorter.
Minimum.
It could have been 20 minutes shorter. Yeah, it doesn't. It's sad because I really liked this movie when I was a kid. A lot.
I still don't hate it.
But I held it as one of the great comedies, and it's not. I guess things change. You know, your perception changes and your view on comedy changes. But like,
yeah, your taste in comedy changes. You
but
know, certain things that are just easy. Like I said, low bar laughs aren't necessarily your bag anymore. You know.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I watched Caddyshack, the original Caddyshack, maybe, I don't know, in mid-September, early September. It's still funny.
Mm.
And that's a very raunchy low bar.
Mm.
But there's something about the pace of it. It's like boom, 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 boom. This was a slower pace, and then when it got fast, it got pretty fast, and when it slowed down pretty good.
Well, you know, the thing is about these 80s movies, right? Especially this type of fusion of slapstick. It's a fusion of slapstick comedy, you know, that old school vaudeville stuff in some scenes,
Sure.
right? And it definitely all pays homage to a lot of Mel Brooks stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Mel Brooks influences in these things, I feel.
Well, I mean, Mel was still making pretty credible.
Yeah, but definitely at the time. But I'm just saying, like, you could see derivative might be too strong of a word, but you know, you see where where the influence is.
Well, I think there's a lot of, like you said, slapstick influence, a lot of pratfall, vaudeville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even going back to the minstrel shows because we had somebody in blackface.
Yikes!
It couldn't be made today, unless you did what I did with the casting.
I think this is. Here's another thing we should do with this.
Could
this
it be made
show
today?
That we have? Could it be made today?
No.
Not beat for beat, but I think the actual concept, sure.
Well,
not beat for beat.
Well, the concept is is old as time. It's just the old switcheroo. But I think you would have to. That's why I went the way I went with the casting, because I think that's the only way it could be made today. Really?
I don't think anybody has a problem with two old rich white people doing fucked up shit and being the villains. That makes sense. I think it's a harder sell to say it's two older black people doing that to people. That's a harder sell.
You think so?
Oh
But
yeah.
don't you think don't you think the public wants to see black people as millionaires, even if they are
The villains, no,
no?
because it's not nobody. It, I don't know. It's
That's what I'm saying.
you, I
This
can't even
movie.
think of an example of that in any type of film in contemporary form of like rich black villains to that extent where they're so rich that they're able to use other people's lives for entertainment.
Alex Cross.
Michael Clark Duncan as the kingpin.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. It's. I just think this movie is a movie of its time. There are very few movies I feel that you couldn't remake today. This is one that you would have a hard time selling it for sure.
I think no, I think it like I said, I think it'd be very you're keeping it two waspy old dudes. You know, a lot of them old money people are still alive. You could, and yeah, I think it can still play. It just, it's the actual bits in between of what would have to change. Imagine this, if you will. Let me do it off the top of my head recasting. Let's
Okay,
see.
all right.
For the old white dudes, I will. I'll make it weird. I'll make it weird, and it's a duo because I haven't seen them do comedy. Oh, you know what? Actually, that'd be pretty cool. How about Tom Hanks and no, because I think they're peers, but he just feels younger for some reason. He doesn't. Tom Hanks can do the waspy enough. Who the fuck else? Who would be a peer to Tom Hanks? White guy that age.
Steve Buscemi. Uh,
Hmm, that could be interesting.
you know who could? I just thought J.K. Simmons.
Oh
That
yeah,
could be good.
Tom Hanks, J.K. Simmons. Let's go with that. Let's just move on and go with that, huh?
But it's not. But you know what though? I guess Ralph Bellamy and Don Amici at the time.
Yeah,
Their careers were over.
yeah.
I guess because Eddie. This is an Eddie Murphy movie. This is
Yeah,
not. I'm Dan Aykroyd. He was popular. He was. But like this is an Eddie Murphy movie.
that's why I don't understand your Michael B. Jordan pick. Where has he even done comedy? He couldn't hold this as a comedic lead. To be quite honest with you, I don't. I think he's not quite there as a lead actor himself quite yet.
How long is it going to take? He's 41, Don.
I don't know.
So then so then he's not going to be a lead, is what you're saying, ever.
He has been a lead. What I'm saying is, I think I like Michael B. Jordan. I think he still has a ways to go before I feel like I look forward to seeing a Michael B. Jordan led film. Creed is probably one of the only films of his that I've actually enjoyed, and that's mostly just extreme emoting.
Well,
It has nothing to do with really character building or acting.
I also think Michael B. Jordan was. I mean, I've seen him be funny on The Wire. I've seen him be funny on television.
Okay, so I didn't watch The Wire, so it's hard for me.
It's
I
just
miss a
sad.
lot of time of it's mostly depressing stuff. Yeah,
It's
so
sad.
but it's hard. Like I know he did soap opera stuff. I didn't know he did that stuff. Anyway, those
Oh,
are my two old white dudes, and then I'll go to make it weird. I'll go. Oh, I'll go Jonah Hill
I thought about him. I don't like him.
and Gerard Carmichael in Eddie Murphy's role. Are you familiar with Gerard
I
Carmichael?
am.
I like him. I like Gerard Carmichael a lot. Did you ever see his show, The Carmichael Show?
No,
I think you would enjoy it. Check it out. It's only like one season, maybe
I
two.
watched his stand-up special with the one-word name.
Yeah,
Um,
the one where he came out the closet.
yeah, which is I don't. I really think you should have just. It really wasn't a stand-up special, but You know,
he fell into the trap that Dave Chappelle said, where everybody wants to be fucking deep now.
Yeah.
And say important shit. I enjoyed that comedy special very
Roshan,
much.
what was it called? Roshan?
Yeah, it was a weird.
Rose something.
Yeah, Russell is his real name that he doesn't go by.
Yeah.
Gerard is his middle name. But I think he's brilliant, Gerard Carmichael, personally. I think he's a brilliant comedian. He's a very good director. Did you ever see that comedy special he directed for his friend that was just he was a one guy and he was in a big giant fucking uh empty sound stage.
Bo Burnham?
No, not Bo Burnham. He was
James Acaster?
I'll tell you right now.
You sure it wasn't Bo Burnham?
Nah, he directed another comedian's. It was a different comedian, Drew Michael.
I don't know him.
There's a comedian named Drew Michael. He directed his stand-up special. It was on HBO. Look that up.
Okay.
It was just this guy, one camera, zoom ins, pulls outs, wide angles, just the comedian doing jokes, no fucking background noise, no fucking crowd. Every once in a while, they'll feed in some sound effects. Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Anywho, Gerard Carmichael would be my Eddie Murphy.
I just thought about something for Eddie Murphy, and this is out of left field, a real out of left field. We think about Danny Brown.
I think he's a funny guy. I don't know if he can carry a movie. I don't know if he can carry.
I know.
I don't know if he can carry a movie, but he's a funny guy.
Yeah. And he's got that like street sense that he's also quick.
I don't think he has a savoir-faire though. I don't think he has that Eddie Murphy has.
Yeah.
Like Gerard Carmichael has that air about him as if he is in one foot in one world, one foot in the other, which is what Eddie gives. See how easy he transitioned into that world, and he wasn't bullshitting. It just was like, it wasn't like this film for Eddie Murphy's character wasn't him trying to figure out how to adjust to this lifestyle. He got it. He got it right away.
Yeah.
The only one who had a hard time adjusting was Dan Akroyd's character. And not even that, to be honest with you. And that's kind of the point of the film, was that the old white guy with the white hair proved his point that both of these guys would adapt. They would adapt to their surroundings and figure shit out, which they both did. Essentially.
Now that you've mentioned Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, I could only imagine how great this would have been.
Yeah.
How absolutely mesmerizing this would have been. You would have needed a different director, though, I think. I don't know. Yeah, so maybe we do a movie called 29th Street next week. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe we stick to the plan of stop saying what we're going to do next week.
Well, but maybe. Because I fucking watched it.
I don't like the fact that Danny Aiello has a face of joy on the little clip thing there. I don't know. I've always seen him grimace his whole life. I've never seen him like happy.
Let me tell you, it's not a happy film. It culminates happy, but it is not a happy film.
All right, good.
It is. It's a very real Brooklyn Queens film.
I didn't want to see Danny Aiello happy.
Oh, you don't. Weird. You don't. It's
weird.
It's just. It's.
It would have made me upset. Very, very upset. I'm very upset. That's a shout out from the other movie that we did.
Yeah,
with
Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder. Which was
bad. Go check out that episode.
Yeah,
it was pretty
check out that episode and go see a bad movie called Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, it was great.
So, what's the worst movie we've reviewed so far? Is it Jacob's Ladder? Well, for me, it's the Maltese Falcon.
Movie. Yeah, I knew you would say that. Yeah,
for me, it's it's got to be Jacob's Ladder, right?
We've done Maltese Falcon, Taxi Driver, Freaks,
The Shining,
Jacob's Ladder. There was another one, and what was the group for the first month? That was Maltese Falcon, Taxi Driver, Belly.
Oh,
I think it's
could be Belly.
But it probably isn't, because it still wins on nostalgia. Like, I could literally watch that right now.
I can't.
all the way through.
I can't.
I can watch it. I can watch it all the way
I
through, and
just
that'd be
watched
fine.
it. I'll give
Yeah,
myself another 20 years.
I can watch it all the way through. So we did. So Maltese Falcon, Taxi Driver.
I did House
Belly.
by myself.
You did House by yourself. Jacob's Ladder. Freaks. Then we did The Shining.
Dead Man, Powwow Highway.
Dead Man was really good. Powwow Highway was really good. Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, that's probably it.
That's pretty bad, but also, again, the visuals and the action sequences was really dope.
So it's Jacob's Ladder.
For me, I think it... But
did we give the Last Mohicans a worse score than Jacob's Ladder? What are we doing here?
We need to start keeping tally of the scores. Maybe we'll do one of those.
Wait a minute.
Maybe that'll be one of the posts that we have.
Hold on.
You wrote them down? You wrote down the scores
that
we both did?
Always. Oh, we did Nosferatu as well.
Nosferatu.
That was great, though.
That's right. That's right. We did do Nosferatu. That was one of the first 4 that we did. That's right. So I think that we'll do a post every month of the movies that we reviewed in review, and put up the the little ratings that we gave it. That way we have something to look back on every once in a while.
Belly,
but
we don't have Belly's numbers.
It had to be bad. I had 2 point something.
Yeah, probably.
Couldn't possibly be hit 3.
Yeah, probably 2.8 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think I went to 3. I don't think I could have.
All right, this
justified that.
I want to go eat. You've eaten a whole pig. I want to eat some.
Do it again.
You're gonna go eat some more. All right, old ass movie reviews. Joe Sonnenblick.
Don Vega.
Next week, maybe.
Vega.
Hey.